I'm Lance Kopplin, and this is my Ronald McDonald House story.
In December of 2005, Lance developed a little lump by his right eye.
In January, the lump just grew immensely. We took him to a pediatric ophthalmologist who sent us immediately to UW-Madison Hospital for a biopsy.
We started walking down this hall, and I saw the sign up above, and it said Pediatric Hematology Oncology. And I looked at those doors like they were the gates of hell, and I said, why are we going in here? And I really, really thought about fighting that nurse and telling her, no, I'm not going through those doors. Once you walk through those doors, your life is never the same again.
Doctor came up and said that, you know, the news is that it's cancer. And all emotion just drains from you. We have 3 other kids. Our kids have always been, you know, fairly healthy. You're bombarded with decisions, and it's your child's life at stake.
When we found out about the Ronald McDonald House, you know, it was a huge relief. The people and the staff became our family.
Hi, Lori.
Hey, Lance, how you doing?
Good.
How's school going, bud?
Good.
Lance is a wonderful child. Jolene and Kevin are both really good people, and they're just one of those families that you sort of gravitate to.
When we were looking at different parts of the country in terms of where we could take him, our first question was, where are the best doctors? And our second question is, do they have a Ronald McDonald House? Lance had 6 months of chemotherapy, and for 1 month we went out to Boston to get proton beam radiation therapy. That's not available here.
It was about 3 months later, his first repeat scan in October, and they told us the cancer was back.
And they told us that Lance for sure should have his eye removed. And we decided to go out to a famous institute in Philadelphia called the Wills Eye Institute. And so even though he got his eye removed, we had to go through another whole course of chemotherapy and radiation therapy. I took the trip down to Madison for the scan that was going to determine the radiation therapy.
The scan showed that the tumor had moved into the brain. They told us at that time that he has 0% chance of survival.
And I looked at them in disbelief and said, 0? 0? And we decided to go through radiation therapy, even though they said it would only extend his life by a couple of weeks. They wanted to see where the tumor was at and how it was doing at the completion of radiation therapy. So he went in for another scan.
And they said, this is his scan from December 15th. And you could visually see the tumor that had gone into his brain. And next to it was the same image that was taken that morning, and it was blank. And, you know, we said, we don't see anything. And they're like, yes, there's nothing there.
After we found out that the tumor was gone, he still had to go through chemotherapy, and we went out to Houston, Texas, to the Texas Children's Hospital.
And since then, his scans have been clear, and we just enjoy every day that we can with the kids. It's almost like you get the second chance with your son.
When Lance was first diagnosed with cancer and we met with a child psychologist, the most important point that they stressed is try to get the other siblings involved in Lance's care. Had it not been for the Ronald McDonald House, we wouldn't have been able to get them so involved. I'll never forget the day that Lance finally got his prosthetic eye, and to have all the staff at the Ronald McDonald House, the reactions of utter joy that I was feeling, I saw in their faces.
The Ronald McDonald House for us has been a huge financial benefit.
During the course of Lance's treatment, we had the great pleasure of staying at 4 different Ronald McDonald houses. Our total cost for the 200 nights at the Ronald McDonald House was under $400. They pride themselves being a home away from home, but in my own little way, I appreciated the things that weren't like home. Bills, junk mail, telemarketer phone calls. I just appreciated the Ronald McDonald House for its perfection and its environment in which there wasn't anything to worry about except your child.
Until you stay at one and until you need it, it's hard to comprehend the value of it. But we've shared our story as much as we can, and it's just a wonderful thing.